Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to review my cooler, which I've used for roughly half a year, I'd say. I bought it on sale. I think the MSRP was like 700-800 euros, like insanely expensive. But they had an offer going on, so I think I paid 350, 400, something like that, which is still a lot for a cooler, but it's a Makita. I already have a lot of Makita batteries. I have Makita chargers. I have a lot of Makita, and the quality's been really good with everything else that I bought. So I figured I'll give it a go, because this model has a compressor, so it actually works pretty well, and it's fairly battery efficient, or however you call it. The model name is CW001G, and it's, according to Makita, it's a cordless cooler and warmer box. So what I use, I have these 18-volt 5-amp batteries, but you can also use the 40-volt batteries, and it will probably last a lot longer with those. Makes a lot of sense. But with these, with two fully charged batteries, in the summer when the ambient temperature was like 25 up to 30 degrees Celsius, I could run it almost 12 hours with two batteries, which I find very acceptable. There's a spot for two batteries at the same time, and you can fit one spare battery in the middle. You can also plug it in your car, and if it's turned on and then you start your car, it'll automatically switch over to 12 volts, and when you turn the car off, it will automatically switch over to battery. So it is somewhat smart, not super smart, but it is somewhat smart. You'll have to manually turn it on and off, so it won't automatically turn on, but usually you turn it on when you need it, so I don't think that's an issue at all. It's not super big. I don't even actually know how big it is. I should probably know this information, but I don't know it. But maybe 10-15 liters. It's not super big, but for a day or for a couple of days, it's absolutely big enough. It has this handle, got wheels, so you can more easily pull it around, because it is fairly heavy. I'd say I don't know, 15 kilos maybe. Actually, I don't have a lot of data. Whatever. This box, where you have the batteries, it's also big enough to store the cord with batteries inside. We'll have to push it shut, but it does work. So that way you always have it with you. I would actually like for it to have like a dedicated spot for the cord for it to be stored, but you can't get everything, right? And I've added these holders in the front so I can store batteries that are, hopefully fully charged, right? So I have 5 batteries right now, and that would easily last me 24 hours, like easy. Of course, the warmer it is, the outside or the ambient temperature, the more battery it's going to use. So when it's winter, you don't really need to use it. Then basically it's going to be the other way around. It's almost going to heat up your food. But for me, it has served me very well. So it can go all the way down from -18. This is the cooling mode. So from -18 to +10. And then if you hit the setting, it will change to be warming, and it can go from 30 up to 60 degrees. I actually haven't tested how long 2 batteries will last if you have it at 60, but I can't imagine it being too long, because I've never used it as a heater. I've only used it as a cooler. The heater function is not really that interesting for me. Usually I have on site or wherever I'm working, I have access to a microwave or a stove top or something where I can heat my food or warm my food. So normally it's just for me, it's not applicable. But if you're looking for a solid cooler and you're already a Makita fan like myself, I consider this to be a really good option. It is a bit pricey and it's not very big, but if you're alone or if you just want it for cold drinks, it's really good. I could actually see how many cans that would fit in here, but I would estimate that you can fit maybe 24 beer cans or Coke cans or whatever your preferred drink is. Mine is root beer. I don't drink alcohol, but root beer is close, kinda, not really. Anyway, it's got a LED light inside. It's got a nice rubber gasket so that it stays, you know, the cold stays where it's supposed to be. You have a super nice bottle opener. Never used it, but I'm sure it works. There's a filter on the side here, so you can clean it off regularly. And getting it back is, I guess, not that difficult. Boom, it's back. I find it to be a very, very handy thing on site, especially since I already have all the Makita stuff. It really works well. Figured I'd show it a bit close up. So these battery holders, I just bought them at a hardware store. They're just taped on with double-sided tape. Folds up real nice. When I store it in my car, this side is facing the door, so it's really convenient to have the batteries there. You can, you know, easily switch them around. The plug is here for 12 volts, and you can also buy an adapter from Makita so that you can use it with 230, 110 volt, like whatever voltage you have where you are. We have 230 here where I am. Just the back side, you can hear the compressor running now. Yeah, all in all, it's a pretty solid piece of equipment and I'm very happy that I have. Just the inside with the light. Just the battery storage. You can see here you have 2 slots for 40 volt and 18 volt. And it will always show you, this is not super accurate, but it will always show you how much charge there's left in the batteries. It's fairly accurate, but it's only 3 bars, so it's not gonna give you an exact measurement. And once the battery gets like really low, it starts to flash. And then it's time to change it. And it can run on only 1 battery. You don't need 2 batteries at the same time. You can easily remove one and it will still be running. And it won't stop. Like it will just run with 1. When I add the second one, it shows up immediately and right there. We have the 12 volt cord for the car. This is, I usually, when I have it in the car, this is just plugged in all the time. And then I change the batteries as I go. If I leave the truck, you know, over the day, just leave the batteries in and let it run. And I had it running for probably 2-3 months straight with absolutely no issues whatsoever. There's no condensation to discuss, there's no frosting, like there's no issues whatsoever. I had it in my truck for, well, as I mentioned, for a couple months, and it worked absolutely perfect. So it's a pretty solid piece of equipment, and I've had a lot of use for it, especially in the summertime when it's warm outside. It's nice to get cold drinks and to keep your food cold. So have a look for any offers or deals. I'd say go get one. The video was a bit shorter today. I've actually had a flu all week, or a cold. I haven't really had any extra energy to do anything else than just lay on the couch and watch Netflix all day. But you know, life happens, I guess. But I figured I'd show you the Makita cooler, which I've been really happy with. And even though it's a bit pricey, I'd still recommend it because, as I mentioned, I have Makita batteries from before, so I didn't have to buy anything else. I had everything, and it's been served me well. It's only half a year old, so let's see how it holds up. I've only used it in the summer, but one could imagine that the summer would be the worst period for it because of the ambient temperature. The temperature difference is going to be a lot bigger in the summer when it's 30 degrees outside, Celsius obviously, and you want to keep it 5 degrees in the cooler. It's going to have to work harder than when it's, you know, minus 20 degrees outside. Then it's going to have to warm it instead to keep it from freezing. But yeah, all in all, good. Very happy with it. So thank you guys for this, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Take care, stay safe, and you know, why don't you like and subscribe? I'd be very happy if you did. So thank you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.